So my number one film is Zootopia from 2016. So this is directed by Byron Howard, Rich Moore, and Jared Bush. It's an animated film, so starring the voices of Jennifer Goodwin, Jason Bateman, Idris Alba, amongst others. The IMDb plot summary: in a city of anthropomorphic, I said it right, animals, a rookie bunny cop and a cynical con artist fox must work together to uncover a conspiracy. So this movie, to me, and the reason why I put it on the list and put it as my number one, was really captures to me the reasons why I wanted to leave home in the first place and made the choice to go off to school in a totally different state, totally different city. And it's that for kind of two reasons. It's similar to the main character, Judy Hobbs. And the first one is just that you feel that what you want to do, like your dreams and your path, you cannot find in your current city. So she's from this small town called Bunnyboro. She's a rabbit, and her path in Bunnyboro is be a farmer on the carrot farm, just like her parents and all of her hundreds of brothers and sisters, because rabbits reproduce a lot. And that's just her path. But she wants to be a police officer, which is something that in Bunnyboro, at least, is frowned upon. Oh, a bunny can't be a police officer. And, you have to go off to the big city to do that. And that's one of the reasons why she goes off to the city. And, for me and my point in my life at that point, I wanted to pursue, the entertainment industry and the film industry. And I definitely in Boston was not the right place for that. So because of my desires and the path that I wanted to take, I had to then leave home. It was part of it. And if I grew up in LA, maybe I probably would have still stayed in LA and not actually left home in the first place. But that was one of the reasons why I left. And the other thing that I think this movie does a great job in capturing, and again, a thing that I felt too in terms of why I wanted to leave home, was just to try new things, to just go off and do something different, because each of those experiences and different experiences would just make you into a more well-rounded person, or you might discover things about yourself or about the world that you didn't already know. There's her definitely a very energetic and optimistic attitude throughout the entire film of just, I'll try this. I'll not let anything get in my way, was definitely how I approached when I left home and came to LA. Yes, obviously I wasn't leaving Bunnyboro or some small town, and Boston's still a city with a lot of things there, but LA is a sprawling metropolis in comparison. And I definitely wasn't ever kind of intimidated by that. I was more excited by that, by the opportunities of all these, new people, new things, something different. Again, I'd only been to LA one time before. I didn't really know what the lifestyle was going to be like here, but I wanted to experience it and try something different. And that montage in the beginning of this film, when she leaves Bunnyboro on the train, it's like a 2-minute sequence to a Shakira song, which is one of the highlight of the film for me, and actually one of my favorite animated sequences in an animated film. Just beautifully animated, but this whole feeling of like, the lyrics of the song about, I want to, try everything. I'll do anything I want. Even if I fail, it's fine, because it's just something new that I did. That was the reason why I left home, to do those things and be okay to fail. Sometimes you're home, there's expectations again from parents or just your friends back home, or just your normal surroundings, where there are it's harder to maybe fail because people expect certain things from you. You go to a new place, you don't experience that at all. You can kind of do whatever you want. Similar to what we were just talking about in Brooklyn too. Like, she went off to Brooklyn to do things she probably never would have dreamed of being able to do in her small town in Ireland, because there were those expectations of the people around her and what the small town was offering. And again, that's one of the big reasons why I left in the first place, to try something new, to try. And I still believe in that. It's just like, try anything, try everything, like the song says. And that song is something I listen to all the time to kind of motivate me to do new things in my life. And it, whether it's moving to new places or just experiencing new things or doing new things or trying new things, it's definitely an anthem of mine that I've taken with me after seeing this film for the first time. And it really wasn't until I saw this movie, actually, I realized, like, oh yeah, that actually was like something I never really thought too much about, but that was a major reason why I wanted to try something new. And in college is a great opportunity to do that, because it is only temporary. If I had hated it, I always could have moved back home at some point. I ended up not doing that because I loved it. But it was an opportunity, and I wanted to take advantage of that try everything opportunity. So I think this movie and the message of that, in terms of the positive things about leaving home and the reasons why I did it, were just brilliantly captured in that song and that sequence, and just the film overall and the attitude that it has, especially that Judy Hopps, the main character rabbit, has in the film. So And the movie's brilliant too, I think. There's a lot of other things going on too about, knowing yourself and prejudices and, passing judgment on other people. That there's a lot of other things going on here. But to me, the message that resonates the most is this about, just, hey, try everything. You'll fail. It's fine. Everyone fails. Like, go out there and do something different in the world. So for me, that was Leaving Home.
Spot on with all that. She's amazing. What a great character. I watched this movie when it came out, and I remember really loving it, laughing hard with it as well. Really funny, entertaining, all of it. And I hadn't seen it since, so I was kind of excited to go back and watch it. I have to say though that the central thread that you talked about, that of course comes across beautifully. Especially the first half of the movie, but maybe it was the mood that I was in or what have you. It didn't land on me the way it did the first time around. After like once she was in the new place and kind of getting along with stuff and the whole thing with the fox and all, I was like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. It's sort of, maybe it, like I said, I was in a different mood, or maybe the movie doesn't have that kind of repeat value, perhaps. And I'm definitely going to give it another try, in a couple of years, just to see it, because I really loved it the first time I watched it, and I maybe came in with like very high expectations,
the second time
to see that, oh yeah, it'll probably be even better, or at least live up. And I feel that way a lot about Disney classic movies, and that's why they've endured the test of time over generations. And
right.
I don't know, maybe I was expecting something too high, or maybe this is just not what the new Disney crop of films are about. They're very sort of point in time, or maybe I have outgrown some of that, who knows. So that was my experience this time.
Interesting.
All the plot machinations and the sloth and all the stuff that I really enjoyed the first time, I didn't this time.
Oh, you didn't laugh at the sloths, huh?
I know. I was like, I know this,
Oh.
I know this. So let's just move on. The animation also sort of felt very, CGI. I sort of find myself appreciating more of the hand-drawn animation. It didn't sort of feel as real as some of the other stuff. That said, the central core of her leaving, interaction with the parents, and her sort of, I'll try anything, theater kid energy, amazing.
Yeah. That's a good description of it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. What a great cheerleader. And all of that really holds up and rings true. So I was happy to kind of get back into those bunny rabbit shoes.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I'm curious if when you watch it again in a couple of years, if your opinion shifts again. I still think I've watched this movie quite often and feel that of the last 20 years, Disney animation, like putting Pixar aside, I think might be the strongest thing they've put out as an animation studio.
Probably.
I mean, maybe that's to say about the quality of the rest of the stuff they've done, but I still think this movie's a classic. Even though I was resistant to it, I only watched it because everyone told me to watch it. Like
me too.
Looks dumb, like the trailer. I'm like, I know what this is. I don't want to watch this. So maybe I had low expectations coming in, and that's why I was so surprised by it. But no, it still resonates me to this day. Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now, or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.